Thank you, Graham. Thanksgiving less than 2 weeks away. The dessert diva busy cooking up some tasty desserts for the season. This morning, a new twist on some fudge. We're making chocolate toffee pumpkin fudge, which I believe was a top 40 hit in the 60s.
Yes.
It wasn't it? Chocolate
I think so.
toffee pumpkin fudge was done by the Four Tops, I think.
That's what I named it after.
Here she is, Danette Randall, showing us how to make this dessert. You got a lot going on here. You've got a big boil going.
I've got a lot going on because this is a dessert that you have to start a little bit ahead of time. It's a little bit too time consuming to do all on air.
Right.
You know, we never make it even when it's just 3 ingredients.
No,
but it's okay. It's okay. What I have here.
Can I ask you a quick question before we go?
Yes.
Because that is a cauldron of boiling something in there, and yet you keep putting your hand on the pot. Why do you do that?
Well, I'm making sure that the pot doesn't move, and my hands are already like scabbed up from the heat.
But are you not supposed to touch a pot with boiling stuff in it normally?
You're not, but I'm tough, aren't I?
All right.
I'm tough, aren't I? No, this actually isn't one of my desserts that you want to have the kiddies make with you.
This is just you,
so
focus, concentration.
Exactly. So what I have going on here, now what happens is this had to boil for 10 minutes, so I just started a little bit ahead of time. It is pumpkin, 3/4 of a cup pumpkin. It's 3/4 of a cup butter. I've got 2 1/3 cup of evaporated milk.
Okay.
I've got 3 cups of brown sugar. And then I have some cinnamon, about 1/2 teaspoon cloves, and 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. And what we're doing is we're cooking this all up. You want it to get to the soft ball stage. You want it to, if you don't have a candy thermometer, and truly 10 minutes on the nose is perfect. This will turn out.
Boiling,
this
but
will
you
turn
got to
out
keep
perfect.
it. You're standing there for 10
you have
minutes
to
stirring more or
constantly
less.
stir it. It goes quite fast, especially when you're watching a Jets game. I mean, especially when you're watching a Broncos game. No, and
10
you're
minutes,
stirring.
a lot
10
can
minutes,
happen.
really, yeah. 10 minutes, a lot can happen. And see, you can see now that I only have about 30 seconds left, and it's really bubbling. It's really dark, and it's pulling
Is there
away
a visual cue?
from the pan. When it just kind of starts to pull away, slips away from the pan. And like I said, 10 minutes. Don't worry if you don't have a candy thermometer.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to turn this off.
If you do have a candy thermometer, what are you looking for?
About 273 softball stage.
Okay.
So
I don't know
that's
what that means, but
when you can
273
take it out and
softballs.
put it in a little bowl that's above ice, and you can roll it into a ball. It's about ready to go. You just need to be a little bit sticky. So you're going to take this off. Now what I have here is 2 cups of white chocolate chips.
Right.
This is a very simple version of a fudge.
Oh, good.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, once we get to this point, it gets easy.
Right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to just put that in there, stir it up just a little bit, and of course the heat is going to melt those chocolate chips.
Right.
Now what I have is 1 jar of the marshmallow cream in the shatterproof jar, Tom.
Now,
Nobody can break this. It is
homemade,
shatterproof.
organic?
This is organic, whole wheat, gluten-free. Good grief. It's marshmallow. Come on. Marshmallow cream. But you really need this. It really adds a nice texture to the fudge. Just going to get that on out of there. It's very easy, as you can see. It's really,
once it hits
that's
the heat,
enough.
it'll be easy to work with. Yeah.
That's enough. So you're just going to stir that on up as well. Now, you have to be really careful because, like I mentioned before, this is not something to do with the kids. It's very hot.
Just the fact you keep grabbing the pot unnerves me as far as how hot it is.
I'll be okay, Tom. I know you worry about me, but I'll be okay. The Bite Me sisters liked it.
I know.
They liked my fudge.
I know. Well,
they
were
said
worried that you were going to
good.
be making a butternut squash soup.
No.
So they were thrilled when you were making something other than what they made.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So what I have now is a teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay.
I'm going to stir that on in. Now, what you said was really a twist on fudge, but really I think it's a twist on pumpkin, Tom.
Yeah, no, I agree. As soon as I said that, I said I should have called it a twist on pumpkin.
I should, because the pumpkin is really the star of the show in November, you know, for pumpkin month rolling on and all that stuff. So see, the orange from the pumpkin, although it looked dark earlier, when you put the white chocolate chips and the marshmallow cream, you can see that it really starting to bring out the nice...
Tanner rather than browner, yeah.
Exactly. So it makes for a nice dinner. Are you going to make this?
This is a dinner?
No, after dinner. Did I say dinner?
It makes for a good dinner. I'm like thinking,
See, you have to stir. There is no device for this. You have to do this by hand, like back in Stegosaurus days. So I don't know if it's holy. Well, it still is holy. So you're going to have to keep stirring this, and eventually this will all melt because, like I said, you can feel this is
so you end up with very smooth a pudding almost.
Now what's going to happen is after we pour it into the pan and we top it with our toffee, I use toffee. A lot of people will like to put nuts in their fudge. I think that the toffee adds such a nice complement to the pumpkin, and it keeps this crunch. It doesn't get soggy, so when you actually bite into the fudge, you still have that little crunch of toffee.
So you use the toffee, and you said earlier off camera that the people use nuts instead of toffee are fools.
I did not.
That's right, you
I
didn't.
said no
I
such
made
thing.
that up.
And this is, you know, this is Thanksgiving dessert. You should be nice.
Okay.
You should be a little bit nicer. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so now what I have here is a cup of toffee. You're just going to keep a little bit back because that's what we're going to garnish on the top. You're just going to stir. You can get the Heath or the Score, you know, the chocolate toffee. Right. You're going to stir that right on up. You can see now that there's hardly anything left. Yeah. So although it's a lot of stirring involved, this is a dessert that you need patience with. You can't give up, and you have to make sure that you do it for the whole 10 minutes because the whole point of doing that is for the fudge to set.
Beautiful smooth.
Fudge to set up. So now you can see that it's perfectly. Oh, that was a little hot. That just got on my finger there.
Be careful, because
are you happy that
extremely hot pot?
Are you happy that I got burnt?
No, I'm not at all happy. I've been worried about you the whole time. So now we have a foil line.
Well, I don't want you to be worried. All right, so we're going to pour.
You line the foil because otherwise this will stay with that pan? Yep, you're
going to line it with foil, a little bit of vegetable oil.
Okay.
You're going to pour that on in. You just smooth out the top. And all we're going to do is take a little bit of the toffee. Sprinkle it right on top, and that's all there is. 2 hours, you let it set. Put it in the fridge if you want to harden it up a little bit quicker, but that's all it is. You're going to pull the foil out when you're done. Mm-hmm. That's just for steak purposes.
Oh,
that's just out. There was cinnamon, allspice, and cloves in here. Okay. Yeah. So, and that's it. You're going to pull the foil out. You're going to cut it into about 1.5 inch pieces, and done diddly, and it's delicious.
The whole recipe, you saw how it's done, which is important with a recipe like this, but it's on the website at kwgn.com. Click on News, then Dessert Diva.
That's right.
It'll be delicious. We're taste testing in a minute. Danette, thanks
so
much.
Thanks.
All right. Coming up.